throughout the course of my life, to be honest with you.
Even in the scriptures too.
Yeah.
You know, or our forefathers, you know.
That's our family. Yeah.
Illustration.
Yeah.
You know. You get, you know, how King Saul would be to you, and then he will be attacked by an evil spirit.
Yeah.
And then the ego comes.
Right, what did you say? Saul has killed thousands, but David had killed 10,000.
Yeah.
And that would set him off.
Mm-hmm.
Set them off.
You ain't going to hear them praising
That started
nobody
in the
else
mind.
above him. Right.
It started.
It was a test where he took in, just like what we take in on social media and on TV, the media.
Exactly.
What we take in, or someone can say the same thing to you, to me, to Mark. You know, just to creep in. It's a test. You know, but we understand the spiritual side of things. You influenced them to say that, to try to influence me and my thoughts to lose this battle. So now my emotions is egotistical instead of humble.
And it all started when Saul refused to listen to the Most High voice. He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. You know, the prophet said he's coming. He'll be there. He didn't come at the time he thought he should arrive. He thought he should arrive. Because they had a set time that he thought he should be there. And that produced a desire that created a result.
We, he did me. This is the second one under the ego.
Yeah.
Instead of the we.
Yep. What that mean say? When you replace the we with I, even illness becomes wellness.
See?
When you replace we with I.
So that
even the sickness becomes a healing.
Yeah.
Illness becomes wellness. Wow, Jay. Jeez, that was right on time.
Yeah, that is.
Some of them little meetings be powerful.
Yeah.
Somebody took their time and thought that out.
Yep.
They probably felt that. They probably just probably going through some type of illness within their life, and they constantly hearing this negativity. And then when if I just say this letter out and just put W, I'm well.
Right.
If this letter telling me I'm sick, what would I just say to take that out, put W?
Right.
I'm well. See, our words are very powerful. It's the affirmation.
Yeah, and it's like we need each other. Like it's times where as though you can sit in your room and you going through something, you just ruminate on it, and you sitting there trying to come up with a solution, and somebody could just call you up, and they don't even have to tell you a solution. Just the fact that you speaking or whatever it is out loud, and you know somebody listening to you, you'll come up with a solution just like that. You're like, hold up, I know what to do. And the whole time you sitting there by yourself, you couldn't come up with it. That's why the scriptures say 2 is better than 1.
It is.
And a threefold code is not easily broken. It's even better.
Because we all become one.
Exactly.
Threefold.
And we all participate in the war within our minds together.
Right.
You know, you come stronger. Because you know, you battle by yourself, then you get tired, man.
You are getting attacked.
Like Moses.
Yeah.
When he was in the battle, and as long as he had his hands down, they would keep him. As soon as he put his hands up, he winning. His hands get tired, what happened? His 2 guys hold his hands, pop his hands up, and they won the battle. You know, so all the time, I'm saying I'm a loner and I'm an individual by nature. But it's always a pleasure when you can come to like-minded people and like-minded brothers.
Exactly.
And some of the sisters out here that's righteous and doing the right thing, it's a pleasure to be in their company as well.
Exactly.
And then when there's somebody being their false self, or somebody come in another spirit, and train you like a mug.
It would.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Because they try to attach to you almost. You know, a transfer energy.
Like vampires.
It is like that, Jay. It is. There's either something's been sucked out of me or been placed in me. You're either trying to turn me or you're trying to kill me.
I had a homeboy, they used to call me, and he'd call me, he'd be like, yo, you sound good, yo. I'm about to come over there and get some of your energy, get some of that good energy. And I think nothing of it back then. I didn't know that words had power like that.
They
and
do.
literally, when you used to leave,
when
he used to leave from around me, I used to just, all I wanted to do was go to bed.
Like
before he got there, I'm hyped, I'm pumped, I'm full of energy, I'm ready to go, ready to hang out outside. Boy, let's go see where somebody's at, get some candy or whatever. I guarantee by the time, every time I end up hanging out with that same person, by the end of the night. I just felt drained. It was like a battery, like a cell phone or something, with a battery on 0%.
Yeah,
Take me home.
Yeah,
they plugged into you. They plugged into you. Just took that charge.
All that charges.
All that charge.
Like how they got the new thing where the phone, you can sit the one phone on the back of the other phone and charge it up.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the phone that jumped off my back. So all the energy.
They put it right in our face.
Yep. Then you got to run to the charger.
Yeah.
Right on out.
They put it right in our face.
Another thing ego causes is separation.
Oh, definitely.
That's going down the line.
Definitely.
Separation and unity.
Yeah. And the you, when we're being humble, we can unify it.
Right.
You know, we've been talking about that for a while because the Most High put a revelation on the heart from a kid. Why can't our people be one? Why can't we unify? You know?
Even within our family, it started within just our also say our local family, but within our close family, our blood relatives, we just want a unification. And every time you go to one of their little events, family events and everything, when we would go, it would start off good, but it always ends in bickering and fighting and jokes that went too long or too far, and then people are starting to feel certain ways about one another.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
true. Separation versus unity.
That's true.
Even in our tribes, it gets even more deeper. You get people slandering about people. They even have more hostility because they distant relatives now.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't mess with him. Like, what's going on?
What you bring him for? What you invited him for?
Isn't he family? Y'all know y'all families, man. We gotta stop that. We can't come together in our families. How can we come together as a community? But like Jay was saying, we need like-minded individuals.
That's the key.
That we go above the gender roles. We go above what we see in the physical. We're talking about our souls, the spiritual. We becoming one spiritually.
That's right.
Because when we go within, it's going to show in the outward.
That's right.
That's true. And I think a lot of times we got to make something that it's been hard for me, but I'm coming to grips with it. It's okay to disconnect yourself from certain energies. You gotta be because when you feel so much, I'm sure there's people out there that can just feel, and you can see when you feel, and you can see what you feel, and you can just say something that maybe you want to say, but it's not going to be received. It's not going to be heard, and many times the word may not come until you're gone.
Exactly.
That's me. It's best for you just to separate.
Right.
And if that person comes for a quick second, just be that quick second. But that hurts because you losing. You losing.
But don't think about it like that, because sometimes the only reason why we were there was to plant that seed. And then somebody else can come years later and water that same seed. Like I had a coworker. And when I first got to work, I was like fresh off of just learning anything of truth that I knew. So I dropped some little nuggets on him, and he got angry. Like he seemed like a spirit came on him. His face started twitching, and he turned into something. And I said nothing else about it to him no more. Then we ended up switching jobs. He ended up getting a new job and moving away. And one day he just came to see me, and all the stuff that I told him way back then, he was coming to realize it at that point. So sometimes that's our only job, to plant that seed. And somebody else come along and water it, or life experiences come along. You're like, yo, tell me some more about what you was telling me back then. Like I wasn't ready to receive it. Even me. It's stuff that people tried to tell me back in like 2008 when I first came into the truth. And I wasn't trying to hear none of it.
Wow.
And now just recently, I done got some revelations that some of the stuff they was telling me was true. And it's crazy because the person, I had become estranged from them. Like we had ended up parting ways, and they just come back right at that same time that I come to realize that something they told me might have some truth to it. Wow. And I was I'm blessed to be able to tell them like, yo, I think you was right. My bad, but everybody don't come back and say my bad. And some people will take that information and act like they came up with it, but at the end of the day, we know what we did. Most I know what we did.
Inquires.
Right, he's not unrighteous to forget our labor. So the fact that we planted the seed and we said it, our job is done right there. It said exactly. The blood is off your hands. If you see the sword coming when you warn your people, the watchmen,
Yeah.
you warn your people, then your job is done. What they do with the information is really on them. And it make you sad when it is somebody you care about it that you love because you wanted to get it right away. But sometimes that's where we also trusting in our Heavenly Father comes into play. Trust Him that they get it. Maybe we wasn't the right messenger for them. Because like you say, the prophet is not without honor except in his own home and amongst his own people. So the fact that it is somebody that's close to them, like they did Moses, like how he knows so much. Ain't he our brother? How he know more than us? Or with in the New Testament, did was like how he knows so much. You know, like isn't his father the carpenter and then Mother Mary and his brothers and sisters, these people
They
we
looking
be
at the
around all the time. Why we gotta listen to them? And that's what people will do. But in the common words, familiarity breeds contempt. So because somebody knows you and they feel comfortable around you, they feel like they ain't got to listen to you. Familiarity breeds contempt. They won't pay you no mind just because they know you. I remember somebody said about one of my old group members. Like, oh, that you know, maybe they just like the way how people do hair at that place. But if people feel familiar with you, they feel that they don't have to pay you no mind. Versus somebody they never met before and somebody that they put on a high plateau or whatever. But because they know you, they feel like you right there on the level with them. Like, oh, he ain't nobody. He the same. He went to the same school I went to. He don't know nothing. I don't know. But you don't know who the Most High deal with. They say you don't deal with the people that everybody think is smart by the world standards. Everybody think is rich by the world standards. He deal with the common people so that the people that are on a high level can be humbled by his works. So people should be careful who they sleep on and be careful who they choose not to listen to because they don't have this or don't have that. You know, there's homeless people out here that got some truth in them. They got more truth in them than somebody who sitting up in some office. Or sitting with some big doctorate degree or something behind their name. Anybody don't know nothing compared to some.
Y'all see the sky? Wow.
That's dope.
Wow. Tha.
That is beautiful though when you look at its name.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing. Sometimes you gotta look at the very small things in life and appreciate them, no matter what, you know.
Keep raising your vibration up higher.
And it's up to you if you want to hear us, but we're gonna keep talking.
For sure.
If you know, then you know.
These people just walk past every day and think nothing of it.
Yeah, because Hashem touches people, and He touches the ones that you probably least suspected.
Exactly.
And then when it's almost like ego comes into play. Hey, why is he touched?
Exactly.
That don't make no sense. I can't.
I think I seen a meme that was like, you know, people be jealous of your light along those lines. And I got stuck thinking about it because there's a couple of them actually similar to that, you know. And that light is really your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like, real talk, that's
the way your soul shines.
Yeah.
And the way how it gravitates people, like people can be like, they're entitled. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Why y'all listening to him? I remember, I say this. We had a guy that used to travel with us on the road. He's a friend of mine from home. He lived in my old neighborhood.
Right.
And I wanted to give him a job or whatever because he was hooking up. You know, that what good is being quote unquote on if you can't put on somebody to get friends in your home?
Right.
So I brought him out to be like a valet.
Right.
He had a way with the ladies. So like even when we was home.
Right.
He ain't even had no job, and he still was pulling like top-notch nurses and people that work lawyers and called law clerks and all that. Like he had top-notch females always. So he had pulled this one girl and a guy who had a position in the group. He was like the front man of the group or whatever. And so like it was one girl that he wanted, and the girl was walking down the hall with that guy that was being the valet. And so like the guy, he lost it right then and there. He's like, what you want with him? He's the help. He carries my bags. Why you want him? And the girl just was like, she just hunched her shoulders and commenced on to go on with the quote unquote help. It was just something about him that he had. It was just something about his aura, something about his light. And the other guy had with all that position.
Like that?
He snapped out in front of everybody. He's like, why you want him? He's the help. He carries my bags. What you want with him?
Power versus being humble.
That's exactly.
It's like people. That's a meme that say people get mad because something hold more weight than their title.
Anger versus happiness.
And that's a thought in his mind, though. You know, he thinks that way about the world. That's his reality.
Hostility versus
crazy.
friendliness. All those.
Wow.
Yeah, hostility.
Yes.
That dude just had like a natural thing about himself, bro.
Goodness.
Materialism versus spiritualism.
Yep. Here you go. It says some people are jealous of you because your influence holds more weight than their title.
Wow.
Like a person that have a big title, hey, I'm
That is so true. That is so true.
And this guy just show up as a regular shoot. I remember
Send
many
that to us,
times.
Jay, so we can edit that out.
Dudes used to say to me when we was on the road, like they talk about certain celebrities or certain like radio personalities and stuff, and it'd be like hustling dudes. And I'm not advocating it because we're not supposed to mess with nobody, girl. Yes, that's adultery and that's very strongly frowned upon. But I remember dudes used to come up and they'd be like, "Oh yeah," they's like, "This guy on the radio every day, and he's smashing her." He's like, "I ain't nobody. I'm just a dirty hustling dude from over East Baltimore, West Baltimore, and I'm smashing her too." Just something about their influence that held in such more weight than somebody with power. Shoot, I admit it. Probably some girls that I was loving back in the day. It was some dudes who was just sitting around doing nothing. And they still was getting them because they just had a certain energy about themselves. They had a certain vibe about themselves.
You know what that tells you?
What's that?
That she wasn't one.
She definitely wasn't.
Because
if he able to implant his thoughts into her that nature,
the cycle wasn't completed.
Right.
And that's when we get to the relationship portion of the ego versus the you. You know?
And it also showed that I wasn't where I was supposed to be at.
Exactly.
Because if I'd have been resonating what I was supposed to be resonating to her, then it would be impossible for somebody to permeate that because like it's about like just being a man. Like I remember she told me one female in particular that I was dealing with, and I asked her about somebody because I found out that something happened between a young lady that I was dealing with and a guy that I didn't know him but I knew of him or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, why you want him? I was like, I do this for you, I do that for you. At the time, in my mind, it was all about material and what I could bring to the table. Materialistically, I'm like, I do this for you, I do that for you. And her answer to me, with a straight face, she's like, he just make me feel like a woman. And at the time, I wasn't all the way in my masculine. I'd admit it.
Just
and I was
understand
like, she
that.
felt like she had to because like back then, I had never been outside by myself. Like life humbled me, like put me in a position where I had to grow up and become a man. But until that point, I had a bodyguard everywhere I went. You know, I had security with me and stuff. Like so, it was times we'd go to the store, we'd be in the hood, and I'd be like, go in the store, yo. It'd be like 20, 30 guys sitting outside the 7-Eleven or whatever hood store it was. You know, hood places always got the best food. So we'd go to a hood spot, we'd pull up out front, and I'd be like, yeah, go ahead in there and get our stuff. And she'd be like, me? I was like, you see all these guys sitting out front, they look crazy. I was like, I got 20. He said, man, they take the gifts and prizes. But at the same time, when they see a guy that's making them feel the way they really want to feel and really being a man and got that alpha energy, they going to take what he got too. Same time, they take your gifts and prizes.
Exactly.
So the best thing is to be that alpha and really, I mean, even spiritually, just being a man in the Most High. Being a man in your right state and giving off what you're supposed to give off, you know?
You gotta stand in your true self. Stand in your true self at all times.
Wow.
You know, because at that point, your true self is you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's you.
And at that point, you're two, you're not one.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
She's two and not one too. Or the recipient as well.
Most definitely. All over the place.
You know? But if she's not in her true self, she's in the ego.
Right.
Because you have to be aware of your manliness. You have to dominate. You know, it's no peace, it's war. Oh man.
But it can be peace.
It can be.
It can be peace when you have peace within you.
Yeah.
You know, when you say, when you're not afraid to let go, when you're not afraid to just be you.
That's right.
And be you alone.
Right.
You know, when you have that true desire within you, you know, it's almost like they feel that.
You said be you and be you alone.
Yeah.
Your true self.
Yep.
False self.
It is.
If you have to battle against the false self of someone,
That's real. That is real.
do you want to continue battling for the rest of your life?
And you can lose yourself too, Nate. Sometimes, Nate, a person can be so, Nate, I'm going to use this word, it's so generic, but it's so fake to the point that it's like they constantly being someone else. They don't even know who they are no more. Yeah. Because there's so many different spirits, energies attached to who they are. They need a lot of alone time.
Yeah.
A lot of alone time with their thoughts.
And we want to take it even deeper for the male side. Who are we supposed to be one with? Hashem.
That's right.
The Most High.
That's right.
That brings us in our what? Our true self, our power.
And when you like that, just like Mom said, you don't care who leaves. When you on the right state, you know you right with the Most High. You don't really care who leaves. Anybody who come on and join on, they are accessory for real. Like
exactly.
when they leave, as long as you got him, you still hold. You still won. So it's like they come. It's beautiful when somebody can enter into the wagon or whatever and make the ride a little sweeter. But if they got to go, then you like, look, I hate to see you go. Like I remember my dad told his ex-wife, not my mom, but his wife that he married afterwards. Like when they got married, like she met my little brother and sister, and they was a little wild when they were young. They calmed down now, but when they was young, they was wild. And so she was like, James, I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with this. I ain't know I was signing up for this when I got with you. He said, you know, I hate to see you go, but if that's what you got to do, I promised my sister I was going to take care of these two. So if you got to go, then that's just what you had to do.
Right.
And she said, you don't care enough about me. I bet you if I left here tonight, you'll have somebody over here tomorrow. My father said, tomorrow? He said, hand me this phone. I had somebody this be tonight. And he said, you know what, son? She never talked about leaving me again. And like you said earlier, once you get that energy that you're not so stressed about if somebody come or go, people won't go. You can tell somebody to go and they won't go, but when you on the other side of it begging, oh baby, please don't leave, please don't go. I used to drag my ex by her foot. When she used to try to leave out the house, I used to really hang on to her ankle and be dragged across the floor, just holding on to her before not to leave. And she used to show enough go about her business. And as my grip got weak, or she'd stay till I fall asleep, I might wake up and then be in an empty bed by myself or whatever.
And to be honest with you, that was Hashem within that woman, because she was your number one desire.
Exactly.
You should be like that with Hashem.
Exactly.
So he probably sent a ruach within that spirit, within that woman, to take that desire out of your life. Because the desire that needs to be number one is what? Him.
I thought I couldn't live. Like really, I used to wake up in the morning,
and
if she ain't called me, I wouldn't start my day. Like I just wake up, look at my call ID. I ain't see a call from her. I'd be like, all right, we're gonna start over, and I just hang the phone up, go back to sleep, and try back, wake up in another 2 or 3 hours until one day a buddy of mine came to me. He was like, yo, I love my girl too. He's like, we high school sweethearts. He's like, but he said, I realized one thing. When she wake up and she go out the house, that thing go with her. So when she decided to do something with it at the end of the day, he's like, she ended up leaving me. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, it'll sting. He's like, but at the same time, I got to be within myself. And once he gave me that, man, I thank him to this day. Man. We had ups and downs. Indeed. We had ups and downs. Good points in our friendship, bad points in our friendship. Crazy. He just hollered at me like last week for the first time in a couple of years. And it was good to hear from him because it's like that brother definitely helped me grow up and helped me to be a man, because like when you have any level of success, you have a lot of yes men and yes women around you. So it's like when you get that one person or that couple of people who will tell you the truth, you always appreciate that for the rest of your life. There's not many of them.
And think about this. When we are operating in our me, the ego, instead of the we, us with the Most High, we lose the faith.
Yeah, easily.
We lose all faith. And within that moment, that's me we're not one within ourselves. They're already not one within themselves because something is not honest. The recipient. It could be a man or a woman. The roles could be reversed.
Almost definitely.
You know, but whoever the recipient is isn't one at all neither. And neither are you, you know, the operator. And we're operating in those two selves. We're losing that war in our mind. You know, that's a powerful thing.
It is.
Because if they want to leave, we should already be one with the Most High and have faith in Him. that as a man, he will provide for us.
That's right.
He will provide
That's
multiple
right.
ones.
Right.
You think you lost one, you get this be 4 more down the street.
For real, that one you lost, man, was in the way.
And guess what?
I'm glad they left.
Most likely, they're not one within themselves. And with them leaving, everyone heard the meme, you know, the grass is always green on the other side till they actually see it.
The grass is always green.
They go through trials and tribulations, and you see them later down the line.
Until they smell the fertilizer.
Some of them will be too ashamed to even come back.
Yeah.
You know? And that's because life is life through the Most High, who sent those experiences to them to humble them in the toughest way. The toughest way. And when we learn more about ourselves operating in a manly manner, we become more one with ourselves. When we're not operating in those mannerisms of how the Most High created us to be, we become more balanced. Everything is a balance. Within the balance, you are one.
Right.
You know, within the balance of the you and the ego, you are one.
That's true.
You know, knowing when to establish each other or whatever.
And you got to be consciously aware of that all the time. And we were talking about that. I'm not sure if that's on camera or off camera. It's in every moment. There can't be no stoppage. There's no stoppage because once you stop, you know, because these spirits within the other realms, they don't need sleep like we do.
Right. They don't take no breaks.
They don't need no breaks. You know, yeah.
They go before Hashem and they get plans to test you.
Yes, and some of them go to snitch too.
Exactly.
You go to see what he's doing, like, look at him, why you love him?
Yeah.
He over here doing it, you don't see him? Check your man out. Check him out. Check him out.
This foundation is weak.
Exactly. Hey, you sure you lying? You know what I'm saying? You sure you ride with him? Like, come on now, look at him.
Yeah, so like we've been trying to teach our audiences like to be one, you know, regardless of what relationship status, polygyny, monogamy. If you're not one, all of it is meaningless, you know.
That's true.
It's going to break apart.
That's true.
You have to be in your manly and you're masculine, she's in her feminine. Y'all gonna clash.
And this is foundational level conversation because they oneness, it grows into so many different categories. People talk about being one with nature and all of these other things. Yet you cannot go to that you can't go there yet until you learn how to do this first. You know, become one within yourself, become one with your other loved one, become one with your friends. And then you can feel nature actually in the right way. You know, you can feel the atmosphere in the right way. You can feel the Father in the right way.
It's amazing.
You know, when you do it without a good foundation, you're going to feel things in the wrong way. And you're going to start to feel the nature in the wrong way.
That's the essence of Most High.
Yeah, and then you're going to be connected to the wrong spirits, to the wrong energies.
That bestiality was, doing unseemly things with the animals.